And hello then, thank you for staying with Business Today. And we are back, and we are now going to get into the conversation where we are talking about growth of the tourism sector in Kenya. And joining us is John Chirchir, who is the acting CEO of Kenya Tourism Board. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Asante sana.
All right, and now let's get right into the conversation and look at the performance of this sector, because it has been on an upward trajectory. So just give us the numbers, and what are we looking at in terms of growth now that Kenya is hosting very many summits? We have the Africa Climate Summit, we have other different conventions that are being held within Nairobi. So from where you sit, where are we?
Yes, Mr. Nyakundi, thank you so much. It's good to be here at Business Today, KTN. In terms of tourism, I will say a lot has happened since COVID. We are almost fully recovered. Actually, we are almost 90% recovered. But if you look at the current latest statistics, it shows that for the same time, compared to year 2019 at the highest time, we are about 35% full above year-to-year growth. That is very positive, and we are four months away from the end of the year, because the statistics are up to August. That speaks positively about the resilience of the tourism sector, and most important, the players in the sector, that they are able to bounce back, take opportunities that do arise amidst the competitive space that is in. Yes, you are right in terms of what is happening. Currently, we are in what we call the high season. Most of the facilities are full. Airline connectivity domestically are full, or really operating at a very high percentage of utilization. There's a time actually when tour vans were not available, and there are many calls among tour operators if somebody has a vehicle somewhere. So that was a very good signal. And looking to the end of the year, we expect to close at 2 million, which was the figure we were looking at. That means compared to 2019, compared actually to last year, we'll have grown about 66%. Currently, we are at 924. Last year in August, we were at about 924,000 tourist arrival, international. Currently, at the end of this August, we are 1.25 million above that. So that is a good growth. We've seen international travel supporting it, leisure coming in strongly in this season, but also looking at business. Conferences have played a key role. We have the Africa Climate Summit that you mentioned. We have had sports activities, Kano Classic, among others, that have contributed to numbers. So if you look at leisure tourism, sports tourism, MICE, which is meetings, incentive, and conferences, coming up and strongly supporting tourism. But still, the mainstay continue to be wildlife, nature, and the beach. And Mombasa is coming up. We are seeing charter flights coming in this season. I was looking at the figures. 80% of arrivals are via Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, and about 7% Mombasa International Airport. But we've had a Fly Dubai will be coming from January, which was announced by His Excellency the President. They have been granted permission. We have charters from Hungary, Italy, as well as Germany, doing very well, coming and stopping and also picking up passengers and supporting that area. So over time, we believe the Kenya coast will come up as government measures are being put in place, especially on access to support that region. So at some point, we will be really performing well in the near future based on the programs and campaigns that Kenya Tourism Board will do on behalf of the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife, and also the product initiatives that the Ministry of Tourism is prioritizing so that we expand the sector. In our strategic plan, we are looking to have in the next 4 years, by 2027, 5.5 million tourist arrival.
Okay. All right. Even as we continue conversating and having this conversation, let us not even look at the strategic plan.
Yes.
Let us look at the sector itself and look at even the marketing strategy that we have. Is the marketing strategy really advantageous towards ourselves, because we have very many things that we can market outside there. But when we look at our industry, our tourism industry, as much as there's growth, there's all these achievements that are being made, how is our marketing? Has it improved? Or what are some of the things within the sector that needs to be improved so that we can get to that level to where you've mentioned some percentages there which are still not up to, they're still not 95%. So what do you think about that?
First of all, allow me to refer to the latest statistics. Just to mention the markets that we are looking at. So they are the traditional markets that have been bread and butter for the tourism sector players. These are either hotels, tour companies that provide services, others that do hire their vehicles out, domestic airline, as well as international airline.
Yes.
Some of the markets in those bread and butter countries have really performed well, and as at end of August, they have surpassed year 2019 full year arrivals. And allow me just to mention, we have USA, we have Italy, Germany, Rwanda, South Sudan, especially on conferences and business, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Ghana, and also Russia, despite what is happening in that area. So you are looking at markets that have really been strong. Also within Europe, there are those that are really almost at year 2019 figures. So our marketing strategy really is simple. We go to the markets that we are really strong at, and we continue performing very well because those ones exist. They have marketing structures in place. Our tour operators as well as hoteliers have suppliers whom they have developed contact over a long period of time. Yes, it was disrupted by COVID. We almost went zero. But because of resilience, the businesses has picked up. But now the booking is done in advance. And there are some season that it will be high, and then some season will be low because they are coming for a specific product or experience. So we are saying that there are other opportunities. Looking at Africa itself, at the end of August, the figures were about 500,000, just above 500,000. And about 60% of those come from the East Africa community, so to speak. So that is a low-hanging fruit for us. How do we reach and increase people and travelers who will now come and spend on tourism? Uganda, for example, they do love coming to Nairobi city and going also to the Kenyan coast. That is fabulous for them, whether it's for wedding, honeymoon, corporate meetings, they just love it. We also have Congo that are coming for business and the region really coming to interact with us. We have Nigerians who love our cuisine and nightlife as well as our infrastructure. If you go online, you'll find a lot of influencers coming and really wondering, wow, are we in Kenya? Is this Africa? So the urban, the infrastructure that is in place, the kind of quality of service that we have to offer is great. But going back to your question, our marketing strategy, it is looking at markets. So we recognize that there are those markets that have done well for us over the many years. What should we do there? We should continue to grow them, maintain and grow them. And within there are other opportunities and segments that we can be able to activate and have them come and provide the facilitation and the networks for which somebody or a tourist will be able to say, yes, I want to go to Kenya. So those one is in collaboration with our partners. But as for Kenya Tourism Board and the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife, we want to really present a product and experiences that they'll be able to. So Kenya should be known for not only wildlife, not only beach and nature, but for adventure, for which we are leading in Africa, for culture, which really is authentic and connects with the traveler. We have experiences out. Yes, sorry.
It's okay, no problem. I just want to take you back a bit, where you were speaking about what we have and what we offer.
Yes.
Now, how do we make ourselves competitive? How do we make our market competitive with regards to our counterparts, and how do we make sure that we stand out from our counterparts? Because as you've mentioned, there are areas that we are not doing well. There are markets that we are not really doing well. So how do we make sure that these markets that we are not doing well, we are standing out and coming up, so that when you compare with the rest of the markets where we are doing well, at least we'll be somewhere?
Thank you so much, Bwana Nyakundi, for that question. Yes, there are markets that we are doing very well. There are markets where we need to do much better, especially given the ambitious level of performance that we need to for the benefit of the tourism sector players and the Kenyans at large. So the things that we need to do really immediately is investment in product development. This goes to the private sector. Already the government has put in place infrastructure, if it is roads, airports, national parks and conservation activities to support that. So investors coming in and taking advantage of those opportunities, the infrastructure, the urbanization across counties, looking at, for example, holiday options. And Kenya Tourism Board now will come and pick and highlight the destination in terms of full, wholesome experiences within a region. There are players who will come and take that opportunity and run with it. What we are doing as Kenya Tourism Board is highlighting to the target consumers. For example, if it's adventure, let's say it's bird watching in Western Kenya, it does not receive the high number that it should. But we have a tropical rainforest there, we have a rich bird life, we have really good authentic cultural experiences, and connection by road or by air is improving every other day. Even there are flights that are going there. So it's the role of Kenya Tourism Board to highlight those experiences as well as to guide and direct the traveler that you can actually go there, you can spend a day or two, and these are the experiences that you'll have. The beauty about that is the Ministry of Tourism, together with Kenya Tourism Board and the county governments, are already in that step where we have mapped out experiences that are ready. There are those that are not ready, and then there are those that are potential. The potential are the most in Kenya. The ones that are ready are coming up and being added every other day, but they are not as many. So there are those what we call the hidden gems. They are almost ready or they are ready, but they are not known. So in our marketing strategy, really it's simple, highlighting, creating awareness, utilizing the opportunity that of access, and make sure there are experiences that supports, so that if you go, you are not going for one experience, but you're going for a key thing that really pulled you there. And then once you are there, you've really ticked the first thing that moved you to go to that particular destination. Let's call it Western Kenya. And you can have bullfighting, you can go to the Kakamega rainforest, you can go to a community, understand their cuisine, our culture, really even connect with the local people, be one.
So that when tourists come, they don't just go to Mombasa alone.
No.
They can also go to other areas.
Exactly.
And also the inter-county tourism. Because I remember some months ago, you had an event where you were talking about the inter-county tourism. You move from this county to the other to just appreciate what the culture that is there.
Yes.
Speak to us about this even as we are gearing towards a close.
Yes. Kenya is huge, and Kenya is really a beautiful country. We have great infrastructure being put in place. So the advantage for that is the counties that are being formed, that are putting services for the local people within that region and really speaking to the problems of that community or businesses or the society of the county. The advantage is that tourism comes to leverage on what is existing, the people, the infrastructure. So what we've decided to work with the county is that not everything might be developed on one day, but there are strength within the county blocks or the neighboring counties. So as experiences and tourism activities are brought up and highlighted, there's that which is the strongest. So it becomes the key magnet to attract people to go to that place. So collaboration with the county will continue to be key to highlight the top experiences that happen in those places.
All right.
Yes.
Now, finally, briefly, we can't finish without speaking about this. King Charles III will be coming to Kenya in the coming week. What does this mean to the tourism industry in Kenya, even as we close? Just 1 minute, and then we
First of all, that is really great news for Kenya. And the invitation of His Excellency the President, he accepted. King Charles III, together with Queen Camilla, will be coming. That is wonderful news. all the media will be wondering, what is the king going to do? Who is he going to meet? Where is he going to visit? So that in itself.
Are we also seeing some people coming in?
Yes.
Do we see numbers increasing?
There will be numbers increasing, but for Kenya Tourism Board, it's an opportunity to tell the story of Kenya, our attractions, experiences, relating it to the UK consumer who has been here before, and making their head turns and say, yes, that one, the new type of traveler who will be coming to Kenya. Because the king is looking at the future of Kenya, the collaboration, the opportunities. So for tourism, things about conservation, national parks, and the efforts that the youth are going to put in place, together with innovation and sustainable angles, are going to speak a lot to the modern and the new generation traveler. So we believe from UK that the Commonwealth at large and the entire world, those who are going to see Kenya will see the opportunities that there exist for tourism. And we're going to highlight more of these in our communication, leveraging on the royal visit.
Right. Thank you so much, John Chirchir, right there, who is the acting CEO, Kenya Tourism Board, speaking to us about growth of this particular sector in Kenya and what the visit by King Charles III and Queen Camilla is going to be doing to the particular industry. Right, we've come to the end of this conversation and this edition of Business Today. My name is Kelvin Nyakundi. BUA KTN is coming up next.